one game away. Blow up. We're playing for something, man. We're playing for something. Just gotta mean something to you. They gotta mean something. Everything you got. Let's finish this.
Do it, fellas.
Let's go.
Let's do it, fellas.
Finish 2 3. 1 2 3.
You ready to make history? Come on now. Yeah. You know there's these two words. And when I say them, people get goosebumps cause they know what happens next. So without further ado, free smoke. Look, scared cause I'm drowning in silence with bad thoughts. These days I don't have nothing to say, man, the bag talks. I put in headphones on my driver. Pull up to the spot and give a good dick and Godiva. I can't lie, I'm uninspired. No more pillow talking about nonsense. I only stick around to put some band-aids on my conscience. I don't know why I feel so bad, nigga. That's what we do, no foundation. We don't build no more, we just screw. Half a bottle of Henny, girl, I'm going with the wind. The same niggas say they happy for me, ain't want me to win. So I'm done on my friends. Don't need help popping Coronas and reminiscing. I just call up Big Bro J and say it's time for venting. If I live forever, I hold this hate for some centuries. You don't know how much I have you doing what it meant to me, but motherfuck all that. I don't even offer up the time to make the call back. Stupid Lodo, if they don't get the picture now, man, I crop them out of the photo. I can't relate to my peers. Been doing this shit for years. I'm motivated by fears. I took the wheel and I steer. My sound not dictated by fuck boys in Atlanta. Stay gifted like this album was ghost written by Santa. Boss forever like they decided to throw me under Slammer. Every song's a hit like they picture me underhanders. I could drop 1,000,000 songs, but they never gon' understand us. Soapbox sermons for niggas never giving chances. Fight our whole lives to get these weak ass advances. Work twice as hard for the shit that they getting handed. And this ain't even nothing we chose, nigga, we branded. Still can't tell why all of these niggas mad at me. I'm trying to get 100 so I can put my team on salary. Give it all to the art, man, I turn my life to a gallery. Man, damn, what a fucked up masterpiece. 1,100 shots and I swear, man, I felt them all. If we ain't even good on our blocks, man, who can we call? Pre-decline state of mind, we broke crabs in the barrel. Got us fighting our folk, man, this shit just a life of peril. Melodies from heaven rain down on me. Rain down on me. Yo. How's everybody doing out there tonight, man? I appreciate you for joining me on another episode of Kicking It with Saint. You could have been anywhere else in the world, but you chose to be here with me, and I appreciate you for that. We got to talk about that Thursday night football game. Listen, first off, prayers up to Joe Burrow. Just got word that he is out for the rest of the season with a hand injury. So prayers up. Hope he get a speedy recovery. And my guy Mark Andrews, he is out for the season with an ankle injury. We'll talk about the tackle later on in the video throughout the show or later on in the show. How is everybody doing out there? I had as bad a day you could possibly have yesterday, and I'm re-energized now. You know, listen, I'm at that point in my life where nothing is going to stop me, bro. Nothing is going to break me. Nothing. That's just where I'm at, bro. I lost my brother earlier this year. I done went through all types of shit when it come to one of my other brothers and dealing with these court cases. Dealing with a lot. Mom in and out of the hospital throughout the last 2 years. Nothing is going to stop me, bro. Relationships ain't going nowhere near what I wanted them to go. Nothing is going to stop me, bro. Nothing. I cannot stop. I will not stop, bro. With every obstacle. I don't care how long it take me. I'm getting past it. I'm getting over it. I'm getting through it. All right? And I need y'all to do the same thing, bro. Dead ass. Hey. We fighters, bro. We gonna get through anything. Dead ass. If ain't nobody told you lately, I believe in you. All right? I believe in you. You got this. Whatever you going through, you got this. All right? I believe in you. Let's talk about this football game. Listen, man. Is Joe Burrow injury prone? I don't know, man. He about to miss 2 seasons. Now, it's very funny to me that Joe Burrow is now all freak luck, a freak injury. It's crazy that this happened. When all I heard last year, oh, Lamar Jackson missed the last 4 games of the last 2 seasons. Oh, Lamar Jackson haven't finished the last 2 seasons. That's interesting because now Joe Burrow in his career will have missed more games than Lamar Jackson. But I guess because Joe Burrow got to a Super Bowl, something that only Joe Burrow did for the Bengals, only him. He is who got them there. Nothing else. Nobody else on that team was good. Just Joe Burrow got them there, and that's cool. Because of that, he gets an excuse. I saw people in the comment section on Twitter talking about some, well, you know, when you a quarterback that carried your team to a Super Bowl, you can have years where you get hurt. How fucking stupid is that? I would imagine if you think Joe Burrow is the second best quarterback in football, it would piss you off more that he get hurt than Lamar Jackson get hurt. That's just how it usually works. Like if Pat Mahomes got hurt right now, that's the worst injury that could possibly happen in the NFL. Why is that? Because he's the best quarterback in football. So I would imagine if you think Joe Burrow is the second best quarterback in football and he give his team the best opportunity to win a Super Bowl, how could you be okay with this? Like it ain't shit you can do about it, so you can feel how you feel. I understand that part. You know, being mad, sad, angry, happy. He ain't coming back. It is what it is. This is the season for the Bengals. And I really hate that he is hurt for the year because I really had so many jokes lined up. But I'm not going to do them now because they just going to seem hella insensitive. You know what I'm saying? And I don't feel like hearing people bitch about, saying you picking on a player while he injured. You know what I'm saying? And then people gonna hop in the comment, oh, I hope Lamar Jackson get hurt. You know what I'm saying? White people do that weird shit, but I just don't got the time. But I do want to say, it's very funny to me that Joe Burrow keep ducking these fades when Lamar Jackson healthy. That's interesting. But I ain't saying nothing else because I said too much right there. Y'all gonna get mad at me for saying that. Well, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I really don't give a fuck. And you better hope that by the end of this, if you a Bengals fan, you better pray that by the end of this episode, I'm not on one. Because I could rip off a couple jokes right now. But I'm not going to. Sweeping the Bengals is good enough for me. You know what else is good enough for me? You can whine and bitch and moan and say, oh, the Bengals won. We lost because Joe Burrow wasn't healthy in either game. And you want to know what I'm going to say? Could care the fuck less. That's 2 wins for the Ravens. Lamar Jackson is 8-1 as a starter against the Bengals. It's a reason why I'm never concerned about these motherfuckers when we play them. Go back and look through any video, bro. The only time I have ever been worried about the Bengals was this year to start the season, and I still wasn't even that worried about them because I know what Lamar Jackson, and I done said this multiple times, bro. Lamar Jackson played great in prime time. Y'all can keep making up these narratives that Lamar Jackson don't play great. The media love to do that. Bro, go look at Lamar Jackson's record in prime time. Fuck, go look at John Harbaugh's record in prime time at night. It's a reason I'm not concerned about the Ravens when they play against great teams because I know they're going to show up. The teams that I be worried about is when they play the sorry teams because I know it's an up-in-the-air game. But when they play the Pat Mahomes, the Joe Burrows, the Josh Allens, the two, I know the Ravens is going to show. I know Lamar going to show up to play those games because he always show up against the great quarterbacks. The teams that you think are great, the Lions, the Sea, I know he going to show up to play against those quarterbacks. It's not been a question of him showing up in his big games. The media just like to turn all his losses into big games and try to make them bigger. Because you know what I noticed last night as I was watching this game? And shout out to my manager, bro, because me and my manager is both Raven fans, and he let me off of work early last night to catch the game. But you know what I realized as I was watching this game? I was watching this game, you know, just sitting, chilling, you know, taking it in. And I realized something to myself. I say, I don't really understand this notion that Lamar Jackson is not I don't understand this notion of let's get mad every time Lamar Jackson win a game or play bad. And it was a lot of it was having to do. What I was really thinking in that moment was a lot of Shannon Sharp, how he overdo every time Lamar lose. Because I'm sitting here thinking to myself, man, they overdo it every time he do. This motherfucker got 3 losses right now. Like, as towards the end of this game, I'm literally thinking, like, this team is about to be 8-3, and last week they was acting like this team was about to be 5-5. At no point in the season, has the media jumped off the wall and talked about the Bengals or the Bills like they talk about the Ravens when they lose. But both of those fucking teams is 5-5, bro. Like, I'm literally sitting down last night watching this game, and towards the end of it, I think to myself, like, bro, they really was talking about the Ravens as if we had like 5 losses on the season. Bro, we are 8-3. Even if the Ravens lost last night, they would have been 7-4. Yet they talk about this team or Lamar Jackson in that loss as if he was 5-5. And I just don't get it. And this is why I keep bringing up the point of the black-white quarterback. Because I didn't even think about that until last night. The Bills and the Bengals are 5-5, bro. I ain't seen now one time this year where people done went over the top. Matter of fact, up until Joe Burrow was out for the season when that was announced, people still didn't think that it was over for this team. I want to point out to y'all, Joe Burrow and the Bengals before last night, after last night, are 1-5 against the AFC and 4-0 against the NFC. This team was never making the playoffs, bro. But they never acted as if that was a true pot. Chris Canty did. Most of the analysts kept getting on TV on a weekly basis and letting you know they still could win the AFC North. Weekly. Go look at it. On a weekly basis, they had you thinking that this was a team that was still going to win the AFC North. And they couldn't even. I'm not even going to do it. But nonetheless, how bad is these dudes on TV? I mean, maybe I would have realized this before last night if at any point in time the media had to really hammer home that, the Bills and the Bengals might miss the playoffs. But instead, when they lose, they get a pass. When Lamar Jackson loses, they act like it's the end of the world. I don't understand that. Because the Bills and the Bengals could both miss the fucking playoffs. The Bengals are going to miss the playoffs. There is no two ways around that. I thought the Bengals were going to miss the playoffs before coming into this game. But they damn sure missing the playoffs now that Joe Burrow out. But then I'm watching, and I'm very interested to see how the rest of the season go for the Bengals. To see what key players randomly start getting hurt for the rest of the season. I'm very interested in that. But, also, nah, I'm not going to do that because that wouldn't even be fair. I was finna bring up the fact that the Ravens still made the playoffs last year when Lamar got hurt, but that is hella unfair to the Bengals because Lamar Jackson won enough games before he got hurt to still put them in the playoffs. Joe Burrow could have won them enough games to get them in the playoffs by this point, so actually it kind of is fair. But he done been out. You know what I really have a problem with right now? And I know I like to go at Joe Burrow and whatnot, but I told you, I think Joe Burrow is a franchise quarterback. My argument has never been that he's not a franchise quarterback. My argument has always been he is not better than Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, or Patrick Mahomes. He is fourth behind both of all three of those quarterbacks. And that opinion of mine has not changed. Through this, up to this point, I still feel the exact same way. To be completely honest with you, the only thing that's changed for me is how I feel about Pat Mahomes and Lamar. Now I feel like both of them two is way better. It's starting to pull away from Josh Allen and Joe Burrow. However, I do think Joe Burrow done closed that gap when it come to Josh Allen. But I'm not dumb. I still know Josh Allen don't have nearly what Joe Burrow have at his disposal. And in understanding that, I still understand that Lamar Jackson, in my opinion, would be doing more with what Josh Allen had because Josh Allen is just not what Lamar or Pat Mahomes are, even though he damn near close. Because all four of those quarterbacks is phenoms. I just think Lamar and Pat Mahomes is on a different level. And that's even when I get to Lamar and Pat. I think Pat Mahomes is still a level above Lamar right now. But the Lamar Jackson one is one of the most interesting things I have ever seen in my career, bro. Or in my life. I'm speaking like I'm out here on the field. And the reason being is he really can throw. He can run. He can throw. He is his own offense. He is. That's why I said Todd. I love Todd Monken, bro. I was so wrong about him. Yo, shout out to fucking Todd, man. You remember all last year and the year before that when I said, who is helping Lamar Jackson be better? Well, now you have somebody who is. That's not named Mark Andrews. Todd Monken putting these other guys in places to be successful is directly helping Lamar Jackson. Todd Monken identifying talent and what need to be on the field, where to put them on the field, the type of plays to run to get them involved in their off is directly helping Lamar Jackson. You know, for the stat gurus out there, and this is not even a stat guru, for the ignorant pieces of shit out there in the media like a Eric Mangini or the dudes who like to use stats when the eye test don't work for them or the eye test when the stats don't work for them, so you can lose either way when you're dealing with them. Lamar Jackson, the only reason he don't got 20 plus touchdowns on the season is because he is one of the very few quarterbacks that is willing to just give his running backs they touchdowns when they get in the red zone. Gus Edwards got 10 touchdowns on the season. And they got other running backs who got touchdowns on the season. If Lamar Jackson was selfish and just kept throwing the ball when they was that close in the red zone to try to take little quick throws for touchdowns, he'd have well over 20 touchdowns right now. I don't watch games where Joe Burrow and Josh Allen both, instead of running the ball, just keep throwing it in the end zone to try to get that little touchdown. The stat padding. But you got dudes on Twitter and dudes on the internet and dudes on these sports shows that go at Lamar Jackson for being a great guy because he giving his running backs they touches, because he giving his running backs they touchdowns. This is why I say the stats to me mean nothing. This is why I don't stat watch, because, and this is why I always tell y'all, dudes who sit around watching stats and telling you, oh, stat, they not watching the fucking games, bro. And if you watch Raven games, you know how silly these stat motherfuckers is, because it's so very clear. When I heard Shannon Sharp compare Lamar Jackson to Mac Jones and say the only reason that we not going at Lamar Jackson is because the Ravens have a winning record, bro, I damn near was floored, bro. I was damn near floored. Because I'm like, bro, if you watching these games, it ain't no fucking way you just compare Lamar Jackson to Mac Jones. Shit, you can watch the highlights and see that. But because he didn't have more touchdown throws than Mac fucking Jones right now, who is usually playing from behind, all of a sudden he was just a better version of Mac. Motherfucker, Shannon get paid to get on TV and say shit like that. Now, he said that on his podcast, on his show with Ocho, Nightcap. But he reiterated it when he got on the show First Take. This is what I'm saying. Dan Orlovsky said it best. I can't keep doing this shit. When Lamar struggle, you hop out the window with those type takes. When he play good, you slobbering down his penis. I can't do it. I can't do it. And I'm paraphrasing for Dan. He didn't really say that, but, you know, he basically said that. It's insane. Like, it's crazy. Like, we really have to ask the question, is Joe Burrow injury prone? The question would have been asked before the fucking game was over if it was Lamar Jackson. They were praying on Lamar to get hurt. When he went into that blue tent, you know how ready they was to talk about him being hurt? And I think it's very interesting that of the three quarterbacks that got paid this offseason, 4 quarterbacks, Joe Burrow will now miss the rest of the season, and his team was not playing good either way. And the Chargers are not even above 500. They're not a playoff team right now. I have not seen ESPN or Fox at any. I'm not even going to put this on FS1 because they wasn't the jackasses who did it. I haven't seen ESPN on any point in time say, are the Bills getting their money's worth out of Josh Allen? Are the Bengals getting their money's worth out? Not Josh Allen. Are the Chargers getting their money's worth out of Justin Herbert? Are the Bengals getting their money's worth out of Joe Burrow? Because could you fucking imagine if that happened this year to Lamar Jackson or Jalen Hurts, who also got paid in the offseason? Coincidentally, both teams sit upon the top of their divisions and at the top of their conferences. The Ravens tied with the Chiefs for the top of the AFC. I believe. I got to go look at that again. Don't kill me. Don't jump out the window on me. But, needless to say, matter of fact, it's nothing more than needs to be said. I've said all I needed to say. Let's talk about the game, though. Shout out to these Ravens receivers, man. What a game. What a game. And I'm glad that they finally starting to show up for Lamar Jackson in these big games. I was waiting for somebody else to show up with my mans on a regular basis. Odell, 4 catches for 116 yards. Didn't get a touchdown, but he set up a lot of them. Zay Flowers had a great game. They was able to get a lot of pass interference calls and whatnot. The Ravens offense really did whatever they wanted to tonight. And I know a lot of people let me go ahead and get this out the way real quick. Listen, it's going to be fuck Logan Wilson till the wheels fall off because he took out my boy. Logan Wilson almost had a 3-piece tonight. He almost took out Mark, Lamar, and Odell. I mean, what a night for this motherfucker. But needless to say, my thoughts on that tackle is I'm not a fan of the tackle, but I don't think it's a dirty tackle. That's actually how you was taught to take people down at some levels, at most levels, to be honest with you. Because I know that I know that after the player get hurt, it feel like it's a dirty play. But it's times when that tackle happened, you're not really taught how to tackle like that no more. But your coach not really yelling at you if you do that in a game. If you do that in practice to one of your teammates, it could be a problem. So either way, yeah, you probably right when it comes. People probably right when it comes to being wrong on this. But listen, my thought on it is I cannot say that it's a dirty tackle because sometimes that type of tackle will happen and you'll see the player get dragged. It's just some of these cases where when a bigger linebacker do get a good angle and he is able to swing his body weight and basically just swing on and try to launch his body weight all down on that one area to bring the. I know how it looked and whatnot. I don't know if I can call it a dirty play though. To me, it's much worse when players is launching their head first at players and shit. That's way worse, but I would not be mad if the NFL tried to get rid of it. I just think this is a harder play to get rid of than launching at people. Like, I think defenders make a conscious decision that they're going to launch at this dude. Point blank here. I don't give a fuck how many times they say that, oh, the game go fast, we can't stop ourselves. I'm not trying to hear none of that shit. I done seen too many great players stop themselves. So I'm not trying to hear that. This play right here, to me, is actually a harder play for players to avoid. Just because of some situations, this is the type of tackle that you would actually try to do to get a player down. So I actually understand this. And the crazy part is you done seen people try this tackle more than you think. They just miss it a lot of times. Like anytime you see a linebacker fly off of a running back or fly off a receiver going one way after he launch out like that, it's because like when he get low and and you see him going at that, he missed around the waist area. That's because he just missed on doing a tackle like this. So believe it or not, this tackle happened more like weekly. You just don't probably realize it because it's a missed tackle on most cases, or other people is around to help the tackle. So I don't really know how to feel about it. I'm not mad at Logan Wilson as I don't think Logan Wilson is a dirty player or nothing like that. I just feel bad for Mark Andrews, to be honest with you. I don't think Logan Wilson a dirty player. I'm not going to get mad at him or nothing like that. I was just playing when I said it's fuck him for life. I don't really know how you could have avoided this play, to be honest with you. If the NFL try to take it out of the game, I think they'll find that it's harder to get rid of this play than you actually think, because this is actually way more natural of a football play than launching your helmet than launching yourself at people. I think launching yourself at people was a cultural thing. I think the way that Logan Wilson tackled tonight is just something that was a part of it. It's always been a part of football. It's just, when hit sticks was created, that's when motherfuckers started launching themselves at people, bro. And I know people always done been hitting hard, but it was an emphasis put on it when Madden started having the hit stick and stuff like that, in my opinion. But nonetheless, I'm not mad at Logan Wilson. I just feel bad for Mark Andrews, to be completely honest with you, because you look at this game and you realize, man, the Ravens is a Super Bowl team. And with the Chiefs offense being as bad as it is, with the Dolphins not being able to beat great teams, it's not a lot of top tier contenders in the AFC right now. You know what I'm saying? You're just relying on the same old. And I'm not telling you that the Ravens can just run the table right now, because anything can happen. But on paper, the Ravens, to me, look like the best team in the AFC. To me, this is as great a year as any for Lamar Jackson and the Ravens to get to a Super Bowl, because I think with this offense, even without Mark Andrews, this is still the best. Now, it could be very interesting seeing going forward. Like, they looked good in this game even when Mark got hurt, but I'm very interested to see how they build upon this in following weeks, because it's easier to play on the fly against the Bengals when they lose their quarterback and you don't have to figure things out the whole game in pressure situations without Mark than possibly, the next couple games. So I am interested in that. And I saw some bozos say, well, they got Isaiah Likely. He just as good as Mark Andrews. Bro, Isaiah Likely is not nowhere near, not in the same stratosphere, not in the same realm. Mark Andrews is bro, y'all say some of the stupidest shit on Twitter, bro. And it's really because nobody check you every single time you tweet stuff. But to say Isaiah Likely is anywhere near as good as Mark Andrews is just a fucking insult to Mark Andrews, because he is nowhere near as good as Mark Andrews. Shit, he had play. I'm going to be completely transparent with you right now on my thoughts of Isaiah Likely. He fooled you motherfuckers in that preseason. Isaiah Likely at no point in time, in my opinion, he had a couple good plays in that Saints game last year. I don't think for the most part, he done been even decent since he done been playing with the Ravens. I don't think he run good routes. I don't think he win at the line of scrimmage. I don't think he is great at going up for contested catches. I don't think he great at getting separation after routes. I think he is atrocious when it comes to Lamar Jackson running around and needing his tight end to find an open area on the field. I think he got I don't know how good his hands is, because he's not consistent enough getting the ball thrown to him because of how many other mistakes he make before you can even get to this part. I don't think his improvising skills for the quarterback is god awful to me. I think you got a better chance with the other tight end that we have over Isaiah Likely. I'm just being completely honest with you right now. From what I done seen from Isaiah Likely in these games, he is far worse than I thought he was. Like, I'm confused. This motherfucker said that he was basically as good as Mark Andrews, bruh. And that's how I know people don't watch these games the same way that I'm watching these games. Because I done watched Isaiah Likely. I could be wrong. I could be the one that's wrong. But I have not seen what other people have seen from Isaiah Likely. The Ravens defense also had a good game. Not really focused on that. They better have had a good game against a backup quarterback, even though they still gave up a drive at the end that I wasn't happy about. I cared more about the offense. I think that's what you had to pay more attention to tonight. And shout out to my boy Justin Tucker on a flawless night. But I think that was more so the focus. You had to focus on what could the Ravens do after losing Mark Andrews, and how would the Ravens offense look now that it was basically the Ravens once again with an opportunity to either win the game or beat themselves, because you knew that a Joe Burrow-less offense, T. Higgins-less offense wasn't going to be able to beat the Ravens defense. You would have to beat yourself. So I was impressed with what I saw. Nelson Aguilar, great job paying attention, just being hella aware with that deflected pass. Just a good game all around for the offense. Could they have done some things better? Yes, because you can always make improvements throughout every single game. But very impressed with what I saw from the Ravens offense. And it was a great game. I mean, not a great game. It was a great showing for the Ravens offense. The things that stopped them was, the holding calls or false starts. Things like that is what got them in their own way. But for the most part, I thought they played a pretty flawless game. And for Joe Burrow and Mark Andrews, like I said, wishing them a speedy recovery, man. Wishing them a speedy recovery. Odell also got hurt at the end of this game with the collarbone or the shoulder. So hoping that he is okay. And we will pick back up with Ravens talk next week after we beat the Chargers, because it's no fucking way that you think I'm taking the fucking Chargers to beat the Ravens next time we play. It's just no shot. It's just absolute no shot. Next Sunday, you already know. I'm giving away a game. You know I'm not picking the Chargers to beat us. Of all the teams that you think I would I pick the Ravens every time we play anyways. But if I was sitting down and really, of all the teams I could pick to beat us, it would never be the Chargers, bro. It just wouldn't. They're going to have to show me something before I ever pick them to beat us, bro. Shit. And matter of fact, I don't even think they done beat us with Lamar Jackson since we blew them out one time, but I think that was like 2 years ago. I'm talking about since they done had Herbert, not that Phillip Rivers or whoever they had when Lamar Jackson played them in the playoffs that year. I'm talking about when they had Justin Herbert. But anyways, with that being said, I appreciate y'all for joining me on another episode of Kicking It with Saint, the Thursday night football recap, man. Tell somebody you fuck with them. Tell somebody you love them. You can be anything in the world. Choose to be kind to somebody today. Like, subscribe, share, and I appreciate you. Saint out.
I got the moves like hot sauce. Lil' mama taking the top off. I'm laying down getting topped off. After this, you know she getting knocked off. I know she loving the money, so I keep on thumbing and thumbing. She say she horny when she taking shots, so I keep them coming and coming. Now I'm putting dick in her tummy, scoop her up like I'm raking her something. You would think shawty red track, the way that she running and running. You getting dumber and dumber, you out here chasing the bone. After she finished from giving me dome, the Uber is taking her home. Tight.